curtain has barely fallen on the opening clash of the evening. Ifeoluwa victorious, yet Excel still clinging to the hope of redemption through that one elusive best losers ticket. His fate now rests not in his hands, but in the outcomes yet to come. And so the spotlight shifts to our next encounter. Two sharp minds, two distinct voices, both aware that in this round of this debate tournament, there is little room for error. Victory means a golden path straight into the quarterfinals. Defeat does not always mean the end, but it places destiny at the mercy of margins, judges, and chance. So go for it as best you can. The stage is set, the stakes clear, the tension rises with every heartbeat. Welcome to this second of three debates tonight, a duel that could decide not only the futures of these two contenders, but perhaps also the hopes of those waiting in the shadows. Let's meet them. I'm Femi Obong-Daniels, by the way, and right by me is...
I'm Maryann Duke Okon.
Yes, the amazing Maryann Duke Okon. Abuja, Port Harcourt, Lagos, Nigeria, and the rest of the world. Please join us in welcoming these two young ladies. Starting first, from Lagos, 15-year-old King's Anchor College graduate. She's just turned 16. Yeah. They never fail to remind you that, yeah, I've moved on to the next age.
I'm a big girl now,
16,
she says.
yes. Lagos, please welcome this powerful voice who rode the storm at the first regional finals in Lagos, finishing as second runner-up on that occasion. Welcome, Ilechukwu, Malizu. Welcome, Malizu. How are you doing? Somebody asked me, which one is the surname? Is it Ilechukwu or Malizu? And yes, your name is Malizu. Huh? Mm-hmm. So that's what I thought. Somebody said, it's Malizu the surname. Well, I don't know. So welcome, Malizu. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good. Our opponent, all the way from Venocrest Schools, Eneka, Port Harcourt.
Yes, you got it.
The 2025 regional champion from Port Harcourt. She's 15 years of age. She's in SS3. Oh, she too has just graduated. So please, producers, please update our data pages, please. Lagos, welcome to our presence in all her awesomeness. PH champ, Godsgoodness, Kokoette. Welcome, Godsgoodness, Kokoette. How are you doing, Godsgoodness?
I'm good, thank you.
Fantastic. Godsgoodness is chaperoned by her teacher and coach, Mr. Ani Amagoruju. I got it this time. I nailed it. Hail me, Maryann.
Yay!
Welcome, Godsgoodness. Are you ready for this?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. If you're watching the live stream, probably our producers, Tunde, please just show just take us into the room where we have the chaperons of these students.
We can see them.
Please wave to the camera once again. Tunde, do it one more time. Please wave at the cameras. Wave to our online audiences.
Why are you sounding like a preacher? Say, if you're just visiting us for the first time, just wave.
Please wave. Fantastic. Well done. All right. Okay. Let's get back to it.
All right, Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt. Let's remind you that we are live. Facebook.com/Nigeria Info FM. We're also live on our YouTube page, Nigeria Info 99.3. Join the conversation. I love what I see in the comment sections when we are watching, you guys type away, please. And don't forget, the polls will be up in a bit, so you can start voting for who you think will be the best in this particular debate. All right.
It is time. Let's find out who is opposing the motion and who is supporting it. Who's supporting? Okay, Godsgoodness is supporting. Malizu will be opposing. Let's find out the motion.
All right. I now have an updated version of the motion. So, yes. Sorry, guys. Just give me a second.
Isn't this one on marriages?
Yes, it says traditional marriage is better than a modern court marriage. I cannot wait.
And who better to argue on this topic
than women?
Than two brides to be, if they ever choose to be.
If they decide.
Yes.
Yes.
Because it is not compulsory that you become
you must get married.
Yes,
yeah.
Certainly. But it'll be interesting to see how they debate this topic.
I can't wait. It will be really good. I can't wait to hear what angles they're coming from.
Okay, you guys should stop scribbling away now and get ready to do battle. Thanks to all our sponsors: Obi Weezy, Ejanla Foods, Chrisland Schools, Diamonds and Pearls, Massey Children's School, and of course the Nigerian Conservation Foundation. Let's debate.
All right. You have 4 minutes for your opening arguments. Goodness, are you ready?
Yes.
Your 4 minutes starts now.
Nigeria is witnessing a concerning trend of rising divorce rates. According to a report, Kano State alone have over 1 million registered divorcees. Note, all those marriages were registered legally. While a Lagos community, Badagry, reported over 3,000 divorce cases in just 2018. Additionally, an Abuja-based lawyer, according to Punch newspaper, reported receiving over 4,000 divorce applications in just 2 months. This takes us to the topic: traditional marriage is better than modern court marriage, and I see an emphatic yes. My name is Godsgoodness Kokoette from Venocrest, Rebuttal, and these are my points. 1. The traditional marriage preserves customs and heritage of the Nigerian ethnic group. It involves strong cultural and family ties, which provide a sense of support and community. 2. The involvement of family, which is a typical feature of the traditional marriage, can help to build a stronger support network, engender a deeper sense of commitment and expectation from family members and community. Family involvement encourages participation of extended family members, strengthening bonds. 3. Community recognition. In traditional marriage, the couples are mostly recognized by the community. In most communities, marriages are only recognized if traditionally contracted, and even the law courts respect this. 4. Respect for parents and elders. The traditional marriage upholds respect for parents and elders. 5. It involves prayers and blessings and is rich in symbolisms that reflect marital responsibilities. In addition, the traditional marriage upholds local tradition for future generations. 6. The bride price and the exchange of gifts creates a sense of value and honor. It also gives the spouses a sense of place within the community. 7. Peace building and alternative dispute resolution. Now, resolving conflicts could involve elders and family members rather than courts. Over 2,000 divorce cases were filed between 2019 and February 2020 in the Federal Capital Territory High Court, with the court records with an average of 30 cases entertained daily. The traditional marriages resolve marital conflicts either by arbitration or mediation, which generally cost less than the lengthy court battles, saving time, money on legal fees, and ensuring confidentiality. 8. Reduce bureaucracy. The traditional marriage avoids legal paperwork and lengthy court battles, aside from the monetary costs I have earlier mentioned. 9. The traditional marriages are tailored to ethnic norms and practices. 10. It discourages divorce over flimsy reasons. There is an Igbo proverb that says, a woman will not run to fetch water if she is not allowed to run after a person, meaning a woman will not leave her marriage unless something makes it easier for her to do so. In traditional African settings, divorce is almost a taboo, and efforts are put in place to make sure that marriages do not break up easily over flimsy reasons such as the size of the husband's genitals, delay of childbirth, or loss of passion which can be rekindled. 11. It also traditional marriage does not. Court marriages can require long formalities and paperwork, which not so in traditional marriage. 12. Did you know, my dear opponent, did you know that contrary to erroneous impressions, the traditional marriage is recognized through statutory and customary laws? Yes, indeed. The 1999 Constitution, as amended, recognizes customary laws as part of the Nigeria's legal system, which includes traditional marriage practices. 13. There is a Latin phrase, traditio potest, quod eo non potest, meaning tradition can do what the court cannot do. Indeed, tradition offers established ways to approach conflicts which can make navigating crisis less overwhelming. Couples know how to act and what to expect. It reinforces the seriousness of marriage vows and reduces the stigma attached to divorce. Think tradition, think harmony, and think social cohesion. Gracias.
Okay.
Gracias, muchas.
Chacho.
Thank you very much. 15-year-old Godsgoodness, Kokoette. Oh, she's not. You're not 16 yet, are you? Yeah, good. Brilliant. Venocrest School Sport Harcourt, Eneka Port Harcourt. She's just finished there. Well done for your opening. Got me to clean my glasses at some point. Now we go over to her opponent, Ilechukwu Malizu of King's Anchor College, Lagos. We're in Lagos, by the way, Malizu.
Abaranje.
Okay, Abaranje. Abaranje. Okay. Let's hear your opening. Maryann, over to you.
Yes. Are you ready? Your 4 minutes starts now.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen, panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, my co-debater and audience. My name is Ilechukwu, and I stand before you today to strongly oppose the motion that traditional marriage is better than modern court marriage. Let me start off with the aspect of cost. With the traditional marriage, according to the Ministry of Interior, traditional court marriages can cost anywhere between 50 to 40,000 naira. So with a court marriage, the price is really simple and cheap. So there's no 12-page long bride price list. There's no uncle demanding more cows or goats. Traditional marriage can easily turn into a financial Olympics because it drains so much resource. Court marriage, on the other hand, simple, affordable, and it ensures that the couple actually has resources, resources to start their life together. Let's also talk about visa and immigration. Traditional marriages create problems when it comes to visa and immigration because it's typically not recognized in many countries such as Germany, UK, Italy, due to strict legal standards and lack of documentation. Court marriages, according to a journal of Asylum, Immigration and Nationality, candidates with traditional marriages have higher reject rates in the EU. One of the strongest strengths of court marriage is its universality. It is automatically, and I repeat, automatically recognized in over 100 countries due to the Hague Convention. In addition, legally speaking, court marriage is superior to traditional marriage. Traditional marriage is under customary law, and that itself is not automatic. But court marriage, on the other hand, is automatically statutory law. And according to Section 315, subsection 1 of the Nigerian Constitution, it empowers the court or judge to invalidate customary law if it's inconsistent or violates with statutory law. So basically, on strict legal terms, court marriage is superior to traditional marriage. So let's talk about underage marriage. Court marriage prevents underage union, and as it demands proof of age, i.e. birth certificate, anything to prove that the couple is up to the minimum legal age according to Section 7, subsection 1 of the Marriage Act. In court marriage, there are so many strict regulations to ensure that the marriage is according to the 2003 Child Right Act. But that's not the same for traditional marriage, as it has so many loopholes that allow children to get married. According to a study in 2021 by Plan International, in Kano State, where traditional marriage dominates, 72% of girls get married before the age of 18. Furthermore, court marriage focuses on what truly matters: the couple, their union, full stop. Traditional marriage unnecessarily extends beyond the couple. That's why you see aunties, uncles, elders, even neighbors dictating conditions and influencing decisions. Court marriage, on the other hand, shines the spotlight on what truly matters: the couple, their union, not the crowd. More still, tradition sometimes divides while court marriage unites. Traditional marriages are based off strict ethnic rules and standards, which may discourage or totally or outright forbid interfaith, intertribe, or inter-race marriage. Court marriage, on the other hand, does not care. It does not care about your religion, it does not care about your tribe, it does not care about your race. It unites without interference or cultural stigma. Also, court marriage prevents forced marriage. In traditional marriage, there is no strict requirements for a written declaration of consent. So the marriage can be valid even though the bride or groom's heart is criminal. That is not court marriage shuts that door. According to Section 7 of subsection 2 of the Marriage Act, the register demands one thing: consent. No consent, no marriage. So there's nothing like you must get married because tradition says so. tradition says so. Court marriage ensures marriage remains what it should be, a choice, not an obligation. In addition, equality in court marriage is non-negotiable as it is built on laws that ensure mutual equality, such as Cap M6 of the Marriage Act. Traditional marriages were made in a time where women had lesser rights, and marriage had less rights, and marriage was more about partnership, more about property, not partnership. Traditional marriage is prone to abuse or expectation, particularly towards women. Court marriage, on the other hand, shuts that door as it ensures mutual equity. In addition, court marriage prevents marriage from being annulled fairly. With court marriages, there are processes, procedures, and fairness. Before a marriage is dissolved, with court marriage, your case automatically goes to the High Court, but that is not the case for traditional marriage, as it goes through the customary court. And issues like divorce in customary courts are usually handled with local laws and tradition. This can lead to bias, unfairness, or bias when it comes to divorce. In traditional marriage, with the nod of elders or simply a word from the husband's family, your marriage can be over. Traditional court marriage, on the other hand, ensure that no partner is abandoned on the whim. In addition, thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. That's Ilechukwu Malizu of King's Anchor College. Lagos. All right. Just to correct a misleading statement I'd made when I was introducing her, I'd called Malizu second runner-up at the first regional finals. She was indeed the first runner-up. She finished second. She was first runner-up. She finished in the final, losing that final to Akinluluwa Olajolo. I quite remember that. Okay, so it's PH champion versus second place in Lagos. This is an interesting debate, and it's about to get even more interesting, Maryann.
Yes, of course, because it's time for the rebuttals, my personal favorite. All right, so we're going to switch sides. We're starting with you, Malizu.
Should we buy them a breather?
A little break.
Just a little breather. And we'll be back.
Thank our sponsors.
Definitely.
At Chrisland Schools, here are some of our recent achievements in sports. Chrisland lifted the icing on the 17 soccer trophies in 2023 and 2024 consecutively. Chrisland female soccer team also won the icing on the 14 and under 12 soccer competition in 2024. Chrisland football team defeated other schools to lift the soccer fiesta trophy 4 times.
You'll find Chrisland School in Katampe, Abuja at number 5 Samuel Oladile Crescent by Gishiri bus stop opposite Nikon Junction, Katampe District, FCT, Abuja. That's the number to call, 002-319-9882 or 003-648-5770 or 0703-135-5323.
We're back and raring to go. It's the second round of this second debate of the evening.
Yes.
And only the second of 3. One more to come right after this. But this is the rebuttal round.
And most importantly, the girls are talking about marriage. I love it.
Traditional marriage. Is it better than modern court marriage? You heard from the motion opposer, Godsgoodness, and then the motion supporter, Godsgoodness, and then the motion opposer, Malizu. We flip.
Yes.
Their turns now.
All right, Malizu, it's your turn to start the rebuttals. You have 4 minutes, and your time starts now.
I remain Malizu Ilechukwu, and I'm here to rebut my opponent's points in no particular order. My opponent, you said court marriage is recognized. Yes, court marriage is recognized, but it's not protected. As I said before, court marriage is under customary law. Court marriage is under customary law, and that itself is not automatic. As I said before, Section 315, subsect 1 of the Nigerian Constitution says that allows courts to invalidate customary law. So customary law is subject to judicial mercy. Court marriages, on the other hand, are legally backed. Item 61 of the exclusive legislative list allows the National Assembly to control court marriage, which led to the Popular Marriage Act. So court marriage is backed by federal law. You also mentioned, so it's enshrined in the Constitution. Traditional marriage is recognized, but court marriage is entrenched in the constitution. You also mentioned customs and heritage and culture. You engaging in court marriage will not erase your customs. It's not erase your heritage. It's your heritage. It's not erase your culture. Culture is with us, our food, our language, our dressing. And I ask a question: if in times of dispute, is it your culture, is it your heritage, is it your custom that will protect you? No, it's the law. Court marriage does not erase culture. It gives it an inflexible legal background. And custom, heritage, culture, or it's not an artifact in a museum. It's not an artifact in a museum. It grows, it changes society. You also mentioned it encourages involvement of family. Court marriage also encourages family to be with you because it requires witnesses. So you're going to have the closest people that really matter to you, not crowd. And that so-called involvement of family just often translates to interference of husband translates to interference. You also mentioned is strengthening bonds. See, if there was no trust, if there was no love, if there was no respect before that, no amount of drinking palm wine or dancing can suddenly create that. Real bonds comes from over time through character, commitment, and mutual respect. It doesn't come from a single event. You also mentioned community recognition. As the saying goes, the one who bends towards recognition will break by rejection. So your community recognition doesn't actually matter. And I ask again, during the time of disputes, during the time of property inheritance disputes, is it your community recognition that will save you? No. Community recognition and also court marriages have become socially acceptable and recognized. According to a study conducted by Fun Times magazine, 50% of Nigerians prefer court marriage, while 27.5% traditional marriage. You also mentioned prayers. You engaging in court marriage does not disturb you from getting prayers from your religious leaders. You can still go and get prayer. You also mentioned get prayers or spiritual blessings. You also mentioned to respect elders and authority. Then again, you engaging in court marriage does not prevent you from respecting elders or authority. It does not. You engaging in court marriage will not automatically erase your elders or authority. You also mentioned bride price and something about accountability. Then again, you cannot buy accountability or responsibility with money. Just because the husband pays bride price, that doesn't mean he will treat his woman. He will treat his wife fairly. You also mentioned disputes or dispute resolution, and it makes it confidential. In traditional marriage, your marriage becomes a village affair, so it does not help with confidentiality. So, and by the way, if you go to the court to settle disputes, who knows that if you went to a court to settle any form of marital dispute, who would know that you went to the court? You also mentioned and dispute resolution. Elders, kings cannot enforce decisions when it comes to property or inheritance. Unlike court marriage, where it's backed by enforceable laws and justice. You also mentioned bureaucracy and cost. Then again, you also mentioned bureaucracy and cost. Those legal paperwork is to ensure.
Thank you very much. Ilechukwu Malizu of King's Anchor College. Runner-up of the first Lagos Regional Finals. Time for the rebuttal round of our opponent, Godsgoodness Kokoette of Venocrest School, Seneca, Port Harcourt. Herself, like Malizu, a graduate of her school and the champion of this season's Port Harcourt Regional debates. Maryann.
All right. Godsgoodness, you have 4 minutes and your time starts now.
Godsgoodness Kokoette is my name. I am back in full effect to rebut all points presented by my opponent in no particular order, backed by legal references, scholarly insights, and credible reports. 1. My opponent has presented a barrage of unsubstantiated, bogus, and concocted statistics to prove her case. But I put it to you, my dear opponent, that although there are facts to prove that divorce rates and statistics are on an increase in Nigeria, this divorce rates and statistics in Nigeria, in comparison between traditional and court marriages, may not be comprehensively documented with various reports showing different numbers. How then did you arrive at your so-called data when traditional marriages are rarely recorded in state archives? 2. Again, my opponent, in trying to paint the gallery, has shot herself on the foot by engaging in hasty generalization. I put it to you, my dear opponent, that divorce rates and statistics in Nigeria vary with different ethnic groups and regions in Nigeria, because with some areas having higher divorce rates due to specific economic or cultural factors. Now, it is laughable and incongruous of my opponent to say that traditional marriage is not recognized by extant laws in Nigeria. My opponent has deliberately twisted the constitutional provisions as it concerns marriage, as traditional marriage are recognized in Nigeria under the Nigerian customary law. The 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as amended, recognizes and respects customary law which involves traditional marriage practices. In section 21 it states, and I quote, "The state shall protect, preserve and promote Nigerian cultures as it ensures human dignity and as it considers fundamental objectives as placed in this chapter." In section 33 to 46 under the heading Fundamental rights, the state shall protect personal and family life, allowing individuals to choose customary marriage if it agrees with their cultures and beliefs. So where did you get your facts from? 4. Contrary to my opponent's claim, the traditional marriage may be recognized by foreign countries if it aligns with their country's legal systems as enshrined in the constitution. But on the other hand, the court marriage may not receive the same level of traditional and cultural recognition as the traditional marriage. And property and inheritance. It is not factual to state that traditional marriage does not offer protection in terms of property and inheritance. In Nigeria, in different ethnic groups have their various methods of protecting property, of protecting their property. In the Igbo and the Yoruba land, the elders have the major role of arbitrating inheritance disputes among based on known customs. While in the Hausa or the Fulani land, the inheritance is factored by codified inheritance shared among the males and females. 6. On the issue of official documentation, let me remind my opponent that the certificate of recognition is given after the traditional marriage. This certificate is a cultural proof that the traditional marriage has taken place. Examples are bound in the Ijebu in Ogun State, the Yoruba in Ekiti, and also in some Igbo communities like Nnewi, Owerri, and Nsukka. These certificates predate the modern court marriages like the Ketubah in Jewish tradition. I also disagree with my opponent that the traditional marriage protects the couples from meddlesome extended family system. However, the extended family system provides a broader support network and helps to offer help and mediate advice. 8. My opponent has failed to prove where court marriages have upheld customs and beliefs. This is the hallmark of traditional marriage, as they strengthen bonds by upholding customs and shared customs and beliefs. You cannot find this in a Western-style court, whether of competent jurisdiction or not. 9. As colorful as my opponent has tried to paint court marriage, her paintbrush fails the test of clarity as court marriages, which are under the Matrimonial Causes Act, is time-consuming and bureaucratic, and it allows for divorce. 10. My opponents will agree with me that the longer the divorce process, the more emotional, financial, and psychological impact it might have on an individual. Let me remind my opponent that traditional marriage is recognized under the Exclusive Legislative Leaks, Second Schedule, Part 1, Item 61. Having rebutted virtually all points by my opponent, I await with bated breath the judge's decision on this. Thank you.
Thank you. Right on time.
Perfect timing. To the very second. That was the closest in terms of timing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Just smack on. Well done, Godsgoodness, Kokoette of Venocrest Schools and Port Harcourt. Well done. So the rebuttal rounds are over. One final duty for both these bright students.
Yes. It's time that we go to the closing arguments. Of course, however you want to do it, whatever you want to do to get the judges to agree with you, now is the time. We're going to switch places yet again.
Maybe they should catch that breath.
Maybe
and then when we come back, they know to switch places. The motion supporter gets to go first again. Right after this.
Hungry for that real Nigerian flavor? Step into Ejala Foods, where every bite tastes like home. From fresh sizzling seafood to hearty soups, from smoky jollof rice to mouth-watering swallow and sides, we serve it fresh, we serve it local, and we serve it delicious. We're cooking for you every day at 45B Suze Crescent, Abacha Estate, Wuse Zone 4, Abuja. 37 Bode Thomas Street, Surulere opposite Access Bank. Number 40 Fola Osibo Road, Lekki Phase 1. Follow the taste on Instagram at ejala.ng. Ejala Foods, your taste buds will thank you.
Thank you very much to Ejala Foods, to Obi Weezy, to Diamonds and Pearls, to Chrisland Schools,
Massey Children's Hospital, and of course the Nigerian
Conservation Foundation.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes.
It is now time for the final uhuru between Godsgoodness and Malizu.
And we're switching places again, back to Godsgoodness as she begins the closing arguments. Are you ready? Your 3 minutes, Godsgoodness, starts now.
Marriage is sugar laced with brine, a hand to hold through thorn and vine. Some days it sings a perfect song. Some nights it feels like all went wrong. But through the storm we choose to stay. Love's price and gifts both night and day. This is an excerpt from my yet untold poem. There is an Igbo proverb that says, marrying a husband is like marrying water. If it is good water, you will enjoy it. But if it is bad water, you will regret it. Meaning marriage can bring joy or sorrow, dependent on the partner. In the course of this debate, I have listed over 13 cogent points, rebutted all flawed arguments by my opponent, and styled up my conclusion in poetic colors. But let me state this, and as Honorable Joseph Wapner, a judge in the U.S. court, puts it succinctly, in the divorce courts, the passion is all spent. What remains is business. The traditional marriage offers alternative dispute resolution, where this resolution generally costs less than the lengthy court battles, saving money on legal fees and ensuring confidentiality. And this dispute resolution costs less than the court marriage. The Marriage Act of 1914 states explicitly that nothing in it shall affect the validity of any marriage contracted under or in accordance with the customary law, meaning that the traditional marriage remains legally valid and is unaffected by statutory work. While the traditional marriage seems to heal, the court marriage aims to do business. No wonder Judge Judy Shindlin puts it clearer when she said that the court does not handle broken hearts, only broken contracts. In Yoruba, for example, the extended family system, a high value is placed on the extended family system as an aim to maintain marital harmony. Also, in the Igbo community, the Umunna, members of the extended family, play a major role in approving marriages and settling conflicts. They can summon the spouses to issue guidance and warnings. The payment of bride price shows that the man has entered into a formal union with the woman's family, and now the families are bound together to protect peace in the marriage. My opponent, in rebutting one of my points, said that the the traditional marriage is not confidential. But in actual fact, it is the court marriage that is not confidential. As in a divorce court, the press can cover a story in a divorce court which can make it viral to the world. Let me remind my opponent that the traditional marriage is recorded under the exclusive legislative list and the second schedule. The traditional in the second schedule. As it is said in Latin, gracias ago auditoribus me. Thank you, my audience. I rest my case.
Okay. Femi, you and I are going to learn a little bit of Spanish today, whether we like it or not.
With a little Ibibio accent to it.
I love it.
All right.
Interesting.
Well done, my darlings. Godsgoodness, Kokoette. 15-year-old Venocrest Schools, Eneka, Port Harcourt. Recent graduate. Well done. You finished your part. But Malizu still has a part to play.
Yes.
In this business called this penultimate debate in the second round.
All right. Malizu, your 3 minutes starts now.
Honorable judges, throughout this debate, I have shown you that traditional marriage is not better than court marriage. Now, I'll not only remind you, but persuade you with clarity and conviction that court marriage is better than traditional marriage. Let's talk about the issue of cost. With court marriage, it's usually simple and affordable. But traditional marriage, it comes with endless fees, countless ceremonies, bride price. Let's talk about age and protection. Court marriage actively protects against underage marriage, while traditional marriage has so many loopholes that allow children to get married. So which is safer, which is better? And as Malala once said, there's no keener revelation of the soul of a society than in the way it chooses children. And by that, traditional marriage fails and court marriage prevails. Traditional marriage favors men and encourages culture over choice, but court marriage screams no consent, no marriage. It safeguards rights and ensures equality. Let's Let's talk about stability and security. Court marriage guarantees legal protection down from property inheritance to custody rights. Traditional marriage cannot guarantee that. Who will help a widow whose in-laws want to take away her husband's property? Is it the culture? Is it the heritage that my opponent is so keen on that will save her? No, it's a court marriage certificate that will give her the right to fight in high court. I recall a beauty saying, love is blind, but marriage is the eye opener. If marriage is truly the eye opener, let the eyes be open to the light of law and justice, not the shadows of custom. Now, so again, as my dad said, courage is not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. And court marriage is that triumph to rise against coercion, unfairness, and bias. Honorable judges, I'm not here to dismiss tradition. Tradition can be beautiful, but when it stands in the way of freedom, equality, and justice, tradition must bow. Court marriage is where love and law meet, where choice and dignity stand tall. Government may have sung hymns of tradition or cultural heritage, but as Chinua Achebe said, the world is like a max dancing. If you want to see it clearly, you do not stand in one place. If you stand in the place of tradition, if you try to stand in the tradition, we will never see progress. Traditional marriage is the past, while court marriage is the future, and the future always wins. So, I urge you to reject the illusion of traditional superiority. I ask the question: should marriage be a contract between two families, or a covenant between two free hearts? A covenant between two free hearts. Marriage should be a pledge. Marriage should not be about ceremonies or drinking wine, but rather a pledge of love. And Section 30 of the Marriage Act does justice to that. I take thee to be my lawful wedded wife, my lawful wedded spouse. That is a declaration of love with fidelity and a legal backing statement, and a legal back statement, and a legal backup. So, honorable judges, I stand with conviction, fire, and faith to declare that court marriages are not better than traditional marriages. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
What a battle. It's finally come to an end. That was Ilechukwu Malizu of King's Anchor College. Latest graduate in town, her opponent also of that stock, Godsgoodness, Kokoette. They've done the best they can under the circumstances. It's now in the hands of all our judges.
Yes.
Let's take a quick word. When we come back, we'll hear from Diction Judge and Coach Yvonne Ohaifo. Stick around.
Obiwizi, Nigeria's trusted name in affordable tech and gadgets trade-ins. From Lagos to Abuja, from students to CEOs, Obiwizi is your guy for quality tech devices, brand new and pre-owned. Got a phone, a laptop? Bring it in and walk out with an upgrade, a cashback, or both. Whether you shop in store or online at obiwizi.com, that is obiwizi.com, you are guaranteed value, warranty, and a customer-first experience. Obiwizi offers affordable tech, trusted service. Because with gadgets, Obiwizi is your guy. Follow us on Instagram at Obiwizi Backup Page and on TikTok at Obiwizi.
Welcome back. Thanks to all our sponsors. Chrisland Schools, Edanla Foods, Obiwizi, Diamonds and Pearls, Massey Children's School, and of course the Nigerian Conservation Foundation. We've arrived at this point where we'll get to share with you what the judges have determined in this contest between Godsgoodness Kokoette and Ilechukwu Malizu. Yvonne, are you ready, or Yvonne needs just a moment? Could you take a comment or two?
Yes, of course. There's a lot happening on Facebook and on YouTube, so I'm going to start with Facebook. Someone here says Godsgoodness's rebuttal was really good, but I must say Malizu's rebuttal is not far behind either. We may yet see a swing. I won't be surprised. Someone here says Auntie Yvonne must give us the English interpretation of the Latin maxim delivered by Godsgoodness. Okay. This one here says Godsgoodness must be a Catholic with devoted parents or must have attended a Catholic-owned school. Well, I don't know. Okay, someone says Ilechukwu, well done. Okay, this is from Kachi Emmanuel. All right, let's go to YouTube. Okin Nkem here says traditional marriage will bow. Wow. All right, Mali for the win from Mary. Someone says Kokoette all the way. I have been following from Port Harcourt regional debate. Someone here says you all should chill. The nerves are taking over. They both have done well. All right. And this is from Helen Agro. Thank you very much. I think Yvonne is ready.
Yvonne, let's do this.
Okay, thank you, Femi. Well done, ladies. I'll start with God's goodness. A tree is a plant. You see it all around you. 3 is the number. 3, okay? So when you say 3, you refer to the number. When you say tree, you refer to the plant. You say respect. Respect. You also say barrage. Not barrage. It is j, not j. Okay, so you say barrage, not barrage. You also say proverb, not proverb. Proverb. It is legal, not legal, legal. And wit has to do with cleverness. With is a preposition. So wit has to do with this, with your senses or with the ability to be clever. With, on the other hand, is the preposition. You say cogent, not cogent. Cogent, and it is recorded, not recorded. Recorded. And to you, Malizu, you say the UK, you say the EU. You don't say when you say the United Kingdom normally. So when you use the abbreviated form, you say the UK, you say the EU, the UK and the EU. It is on a whim, not on the whim. On a whim, okay? On a whim. You also say declaration, not declaration. You say bureaucracy, not bureaucracy. Bureaucracy, okay? And that's all from my end. It's over to you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Yvonne. All right, it's time for us to find out what the judges have to say. What is the verdict?
Crystal ball out. Oh, I see the future. Here is how the judges have decided. Presentation round of this contest. Judge Ikechi gives it as 10-9 for God's goodness. Judges Majid and Ufoma adjudge it a tie, 10-10. And Judge Chike gives it as 10-9 to Malizu. It's 39 points to 39 at this point. To the rebuttal rounds we go. Judge Ikechi gives it as 10-9. Judge Ufoma gives it as 10-8. Judges Majid and Chike give it as 10 to 8.5. All for God's goodness. It's 40 to 34 points in the rebuttal round. And so God's goodness leads by 6 points. Into the closing round. It's 10-10, a tie for Judge Ikechi. It's 10 to 8.5 for Judge Majid. It's 10 to 8 for Judge Ufoma, and 10 to 9 for Chief Judge Chike. having decided that the diction scoring is more or less give and take a tie between the two contestants, here is the result for your winner by unanimous decision. 129 points to 118.5. Congratulations to Venocrest Schools, Godsgoodness, Kokoette, Venocrest Schools, and Harcourt, Harcourt. You've done it. Well done. Mfonabasi, Godsgoodness, how are you? How are you feeling? Well done.
Thank you.
Did you think you had won it before the scoring started?
I was thinking it tie.
You're thinking of a tie. Yeah. Malizu,
Well done.
well done. Were you surprised you lost it?
Do you know where you dropped the ball? Any idea?
My rebuttal was very intense.
Yeah. I think the rebuttals were underwhelming. And once you've got the judges couldn't choose between you in the first round. As I said in the scoring, it was a tie
Yeah.
for two of the judges, and two other judges gave it by 1 point, either way. So that was as close could come. And when that happens, if you go into the next round and you drop the ball, it can be catastrophic. And I think that's where you lost it. And once that happens, you must have a super closing. But that did not happen. In fact, it was almost unanimously decided. One judge gave it as a tie. 3 judges gave it to your opponent. You are a fantastic debater. Sometimes it's just those little attention to details here and there that matter. Some could argue. Sometimes you look at the topic and say maybe one topic favored one than the other.
In
But
this
this
case,
is
both of them had
yes, it was
great points.
fantastic.
Yes.
And the topic, I think there were points that you hesitated. I won't say failed or hesitated to make. I don't want to relitigate this. But there were points I felt you did not execute to the optimum in making a case that modern court marriage is better than traditional marriage, which was your point. I thought you probably had a tougher job. You made some very good points, but you could have done more. But also, it's just down to that rebuttal round where you've got to go in for the kill, and you didn't quite do that.
And most importantly, I also noticed that you were a bit too fast, so some of the words were missing. They were lost in translation. It's very important because you're communicating, and that's what the judges are also judging you on. They're making sure that your statements, so when you are competing, yes, you're trying to be fast to put out your points, but don't lose the words, because that is how you communicate.
The other thing is that you spent quite a lengthy time rebutting each of those points, which was why you could not finish your rebuttal point. And I think that was where the damage was done.
Yeah. Well, our producer has ordered that we take a few calls.
Yes, please
before
go ahead.
we wrap
Please
things
go
up
ahead.
here.
Please go ahead.
So Lagos, the phone lines are open, and if you can call us from Abuja, you can call us from Port Harcourt, 020-1277, 0993-0201-465-7190. You can join the conversation. We're still on our live stream, but we'd like to hear from you via telephone lines. Femi will do me the honors to read some messages if we can, but let's take some calls quickly. Hello. Welcome. Turn off your radio, please.
I'm sorry. I am having the Latin gear right now. You know what my name is?
Yes.
Welcome, Chinenwa. Go ahead.
I can't talk English.
Oh.
Oh. I'm so sorry. Your connection is very poor and we can't hear you. I'm so sorry. Do call us back if you can. Hello.
Hello, Maryann.
Hello.
Hello, Femi.
Hello, how are you doing?
Good evening.
Good evening to you.
The ladies did a really marvelous job. But my call is based on sorry. My call is actually based on yesterday's debate. I wanted to drop something that I observed. I don't know if it's welcome.
Go ahead.
Quickly.
Go ahead.
So, okay, I observed that previously during the regional rounds, there's always preparation for tiebreaker rounds. I noticed that there was none yesterday. I know there was also press for time, and the contestant didn't know exactly how the tiebreaker round should go. So, I think for the guy, he felt that he should rebut and also bring presentation, while the lady, that's what's her name, also thought that she could do presentation round. So
yeah, that was Esther.
That was why he was crying, because there was no really proper guidance as to how they should go about the 3 minutes. Initially it used to be 5 minutes for them.
Yeah.
When it gets
True.
to tiebreaker. So there was no really
Yeah.
So I felt like that was why. So I don't say that if any of them should win, I was going to call in, because it could have gone either ways. But I think he cried because he didn't know where he got it wrong during the second round.
Yeah.
That's that tiebreaker round that made him lose out. I think that was why he was crying, because if it was just like, maybe presentation, he would have done it strictly. If it was,
All right.
they just went anyway.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you very
for your
much.
Observation.
Duly noted. Yes.
Yeah.
Again, sometimes we try to remind the contestants that once you tie, you go into a tiebreaker round. It's just the nature of it. I guess we should. Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's time for us to take a break, but
yeah, we have to go on that break. It's very important. Then when we come back, it'll be time for our last debate for today. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
This taste na banger, this taste na creamy rich, this taste na new Nescafe, original 3-in-1. Thickness, enjoyment, yumminess, happiness, delightfulness, deliciousness, smoothness. This taste na new Nescafe.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it